Also, explosions rock Jammu as India, Pakistan trade blame for attacks, drones, and blackout. Everything I've seen from this, look, I'm watching Western sources, so they're not exactly favorable to Pakistan. Let's be real. They're not super fond of India either. But everything I've seen from Western sources on this has been like, India is baying for blood. They're making it seem like India is, like, I don't know if this is an accurate assessment of the situation or not, but it unironically feels like India is looking for way more out of this. I'm becoming more and more conspiratorial on the issue. It truly makes me feel like it's not just Modi doing this because like there's a lot of momentum that he can gain out of it, but instead there's like something that is a little bit scarier afoot. And what I mean by that is, if I'm going to put my conspiratorial hat on, this is their like 9/11 moment, except they've literally had a 9/11 before that was way more severe than this one. And yet they've chosen this as the 9/11 moment. And they're trying to do to Pakistan what America did to the Middle East, but you can't because they're somewhat evenly matched. So it makes me feel like they're using 26/11 is the OG 9/11 for India. My conspiracy is America's egging India on so that Pakistan can be drawn into conflict, so that China doesn't have ease of access through Pakistan as an area to reach the sea and as a way to engage in a network of global trade. I feel like America's telling India, like, yeah, go off, kings, do your thing. That's my tinfoil hat conspiracy. Not entirely aware of whether or not this is the interest. There's also no way that China would allow India to actually occupy Pakistan without even discussing the nuclear escalation. Yeah. India and Pakistan Twitter is also doing conspiracies on a Hasan head. Indians think I'm a Pakistani agent. Sri Lankans and Pakistanis think I'm an Indian agent. All of them have lost their minds. Of course, situation is utter madness right now. You cannot rely on any information coming out of the subcontinent. Indian mainstream media is lying about things like capturing Islamabad. I don't think America's egging India on. The hatred and madness is completely organic. No, I think there's real anger and real resentment and real madness. But India egging it on, I don't know. Like the Indian government egging it on. Because like even their initial response was kind of wild. But they claimed it was a restrained response, a restrained retaliation. It doesn't seem like it's ending. And I don't know. If you're the leader of a nuclear nation trying to egg on war with another nuclear nation, you're supposed to think this through. And you're supposed to behave in a manner consistent with like caring about 1 billion plus people and not just deciding like, no, we're going to go to war with another country. The reason the French are probably the whole West is paying attention to Pakistan being able to shoot down the Indian-bought French jets is they likely did it with Chinese-made air defense. If Chinese can shoot down one of Europe's best fighters, this is deep seek all over again. Yeah, that's the other side of the story. The French-made jets that India was using got obliterated by Chinese missiles. J-10C, baby. Dongfangs, dude. It might also mean that developing countries beyond Pakistan can look to Chinese military tech and see it as credible. Don't have to rely so hard on the West or Russians. I don't think the Indians are in a rush to admit this for obvious reasons, but the West is to take this seriously if the Chinese military is improving its tech rapidly. Fake news. Wait, what? You call Modi a Hindu fascist, but I've never seen you call it the Pakistani government when they're just as bad, but just Muslim. Pakistan is an Islamic republic while India is a secular country. Dude, first of all, I have called out the Pakistan government many times. I call out the CIA all the time. What do you mean? It's like half of my commentary is talking about how CIA is awful. Having said that, hilarious that you would say that India is a secular nation or India is a democracy or any number of different things. Okay, dude, yeah, so is Turkey. All right? Yeah, Turkey, the secular nation of Turkey. Would you think Turkey is still resembling the qualities of a secular nation due to its leadership? Not due to the population and their interests, of course. I'm in Lahore, PK right now, and the biggest conspiracy is that PK Army and Modi are in this together. Turkish ships docked in PK a week before this even happened. Some say it's benefiting from Modi's political campaign. Honestly, the situation is not at all okay right now. The media, even in Pakistan, is not covering the real damage. Please see this message. I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, two nuclear nations should not be behaving this way. Why do you think Indians believe the government propaganda so much? I mean, it's the same as hogs in my country in Turkey and the hogs in my other country, America. They're hogs. That's it. When you believe your government's propaganda through and through, and you say like, oh, you call Modi a Hindutva fascist, like he's not. He's just a leader of a secular nation, the largest democratic country on the planet, or whatever. Yeah, you're a hog, dude. The propaganda worked on you. You are not exercising critical thinking. Turks do it too, trust me. I know, and so do Americans. I cover those hogs all the time. Turkey supporting Pakistan in the situation is also unique, which adds another layer of complexity, and I think maybe even shows like America's cards a little bit, because Turkey is just like Pakistan, ironically enough. Turkey is another Muslim nation that does America's dirty work, and especially more than Pakistan, as a matter of fact, like a lot more. Wait, what the is this Indian news? Oh my God. Summary from Indian News Report. Port of Karachi has been destroyed. Lahore, Islamabad, Peshawar are all under heavy bombardment. Pakistani Army Chief is fleeing the country. Pakistani Army Chief of Staff Asim Munir is fleeing the country. They've taken over Islamabad. They've taken over Lahore. They've taken over Peshawar. Breaking news.
Panel के साथ में मौजूद है. Anand, over to you.
बिल्कुल राहुल जी, और कराची बंदरगाह की तस्वीर आपने दिखाई और खबर ये भी आ रही कि पेशावर में
What? I mean, that's fun. This is fun. Dude, this is cool. I like this. This is how we should do the news as well. Make shit up. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It turns out America nuked Beijing. We nuked Beijing. It's over. Shenzhen is also over. Shanghai, also over. We've destroyed the Three Gorges Dam. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting reports that Xi Jinping has fled the country, has escaped into Japan, and has actually offered to be Donald Trump's retainer. Folks, I'm getting reports that the Republic of China is back. Taiwan has overtaken the mainland, all the way into deep Mongolia. Everything is China once again, united under the banner of the Republic of China. The PRC is no more. Taiwan, they did it, the Mad Lads.